Hey guys, this is Coach Lowe, and we are starting chapter 3. We will be talking about parallel and perpendicular lines in this chapter. So today we'll start out with parallel lines and transversals. This is chapter 3, section 1. All right, so first of all, let's talk about parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that are coplanar, so in the same plane, that do not intersect. So two lines are parallel if those two lines are coplanar and they do not intersect. All right, notation for that, if we see two lines that are parallel to each other, usually there will be a little arrow in the middle of it somewhere, and that shows you that those two lines are parallel to each other. So again, parallel lines are coplanar lines that do not intersect. Notation looks like this. Let's say that there are points on here, A, B, and C, D. So notation would be line AB is parallel to line CD. So you don't have to write out that parallel to each time. That those two lines there, that symbol means that they are parallel to each other. So arrowheads show that lines are parallel when you're looking at a picture. When it's written out, those parallel lines show that those lines are parallel to each other. All right, skew lines. These are lines that do not intersect, and they are not coplanar. They do not intersect, and they are not in the same plane. So let's go with, I'll draw a couple of planes here. There's a plane, and here's line P in plane A. And then I'll draw another plane that's down here somewhere. And this is line, it doesn't even have to be going the same direction. In fact, I'll go ahead and make it so that it's not. And this plane one might be above the other. Maybe they're parallel planes. And this is line M. So those lines would be skew lines. They do not cross. They do not meet. They're in different planes, and they do not intersect. All right, parallel planes, I just talked about that. Parallel planes like these two, hard to see when you're drawing two-dimension and you're talking about three-dimensional things, but if you hold two pieces of paper in front of you and make them parallel where they would never possibly meet. So they're exactly the same, just one above the other or one below the other if you want to think about it that way. Those planes would be parallel to each other. All right, so next thing, if I have two parallel lines and they are cut by a transversal, so I need to explain a little bit what that means. So here are my parallel lines. I know that they're parallel because I've drawn them so that they kind of look parallel, like they're never going to cross, but I'm going to go ahead and mark them with arrowheads so you can see, okay, yeah, those two lines are parallel. This is line L and this is line M. A transversal is a line that intersects or cuts through two or more coplanar lines. So these two lines would be in the same plane. I have a line that's going to cut through at two different points. All right, so that doesn't mean it cuts through a single line at two different points, but cuts through those two lines at two different places. So it cuts through line L here, and when it cuts through line M, it's not the same place that it cut through line L. Otherwise, L and M would be intersecting. All right, so here's my transversal. I'll go ahead and call it T. When I have two parallel lines cut by a transversal, on the cut, it makes four angles here with line L, and then four more angles here with line M. All right, there are relationships between these angles. Now, you guys know from the last chapter that there are relationships here with angles 1 and 2, linear pair, angles 2 and 3, linear pair, 3 and 4, 4 and 1. We know that. We also know that there's a relationship between 2 and 4, vertical angles, they're equal in measure. 1 and 3, vertical angles, equal in measure. 6 and 8, 5 and 7, vertical angles, equal in measure. So we can go through all that with just the 4 on line L and just the 4 on line M. But what about going from L to M? Well, first of all, let's get some terminology here. Interior, when they talk about exterior and interior angles mean interior to the parallel line. So interior and exterior, we're always talking about in reference to the parallel lines. So the blue would be interior and the red direction would be exterior. So I have inside the parallel lines. So let's get some blue going here. Inside the parallel lines, all of these angles in here are interior angles. 4, 3, 5, and 6, interior angles. The yellow angles will be exterior angles. So 1, 2, 8, 7, exterior angles outside the parallel lines. All right, so first of all, let's make a list over here. We've already talked about it, but let me go ahead and make a list. Interior angles inside the parallel lines. All right, so interior angles would be angle 4, angle 3, angle 5, and angle 6. Exterior angles. Angles 1, angle 2, angle 8, and angle 7. Those are exterior on the outside of the parallel lines. All right, consecutive interior angles. Consecutive interior angles means interior angles that are on the same side of the transversal. So you'll hear me say same side sometimes instead of consecutive interior, but same side of the transversal, T in this case. So first of all, let's kind of pick this apart. Interior, so I already know I'm limited to these 4 angles, 4, 3, 5, 6. There will be no answers of any on the exterior. Then I want same side of the transversal, so I want angles that are on the left side and then angles that are on the right side. So same side interior would be angle 4 and angle 5. Those are on the same side or consecutive interior angles. And then angle 3 and angle 6. All right, so consecutive interior angles. All right, alternate interior angles. So what do you think alternate means? Alternate interior, we already know what interior means, inside that transversal. Inside the parallel lines, excuse me, angles. All right, alternate. We are going to alternate the transversal. So if I start on the left side, I'm going to move over to the right side. Alternate interior angles. And so we're staying on the inside. We know we're in the blue. So alternate interior would be angles 4 and 6. And guess what the other two would be? You got it, angles 3 and 5. Alternate interior angles. All right, now let's move to alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles. I will still alternate the transversal, but now I'm in the yellow. So I want to jump on both sides of the transversal, but I'm on the outside of the parallel line. So alternate interior angles would be angles 1 and 7 and angles 2 and 5. Alternate exterior angles, so in the yellow part. All right, last one, corresponding angles. I'm going to put it up here at the top, corresponding. Corresponding angles mean they are in the same spot. So look at the group of 4 with L, look at the group of 4 with M. Corresponding angles means, okay, I'm at the top left of this group of 4. I want to be at the top left of this group of 4. So literally, if I picked up these 4 angles and I moved them down here, which angles would land right on top of each other? So angle 1 and angle 5. Angle 4 would match with angle 8. Angle 2 would match with which angle? Yes, angle 6. Good job. And then angle 3 and angle 7. Yeah. All right. So corresponding angles. If I pick up a group of 4 and I plop it on the other group of 4, what angles would go together? All right. So you should be able to pick out corresponding angles, interior angles, exterior angles, consecutive interior, alternate alternate exterior. You should be able to pick all of those out for me when I see you in class tomorrow. All right, guys, good job, and I will see you soon. This is Coach Lowe, and I'm out.